Welcome to the Women in Leadership Body, Soul, Mind, and Business podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather, and together we are working to connect women in leadership and business, empowering each other, improving the health and wellness of our community, body, soul, and mind, connecting to the heart and soul of who we are and what we do.
And this is our rock star goddess, an empowered woman empowering others. She especially helps women tap into the courage they already have to be fully seen and show up for the world in their most natural and beautiful way. She helps you tap into your uniqueness, what makes you special, to grow your own brand identity. Welcome back to the table, our magnificent rock star creative genius, Allie Jean.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and just to share everything that I've been working on lately.
I'm really excited for you to share everything you've been working on lately because I have seen so much growth over this last year with you and your branding and helping women find their brand and the creativity that you bring to the table when creating a brand and a look and helping someone tap into who they are and what their business is in order to make the magic happen with you. I think it's fabulous.
And also, you have the, pardon me, integrity when you're showing up through life struggles and being real and being authentic. Like, I feel like even though we've never physically met each other, like every time I see you, like I can feel like I'm hugging you. You're like the real person. So that authenticity is really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I think that it's something that people consider a lot. It's definitely a trendy word. So some people are like, oh, what does that even mean anymore? And I think that I've been thinking a lot about that as well lately because of growth. So oftentimes I think when we're growing in our personal life or professional life, which usually it's both, all of a sudden you start to question, is this really me? Am I just trying to be showy? Am I being too sparkly? And is this, something like the road that I should travel down? I want to be real, especially when we're talking about sales and marketing. A lot of people, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, they feel uncomfortable with this. And because you are essentially talking about yourself and trying to provide a strategy so that people understand what to purchase from you, whether it's a service or product. And that can make us feel inauthentic too, especially if you're moving up levels in your business and adding things, subtracting things, which is always a good thing. And that authenticity factor always comes back into light, and you kind of go, is this me? Am I really being authentic? And if not, why? And if so, why am I questioning it?
Well, I think we're conditioned to question it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the society has trained our brains to think a certain way, and it doesn't always have to be that way, because what makes us unique and interesting are the things that make us different, not the things that make us the same.
But this is one of the hardest things, and I know this. When you want to be unique and you want to bring out that special thing about you, and you start to kind of go, what is that? Then you stop and you procrastinate and you think there isn't anything special about me or unique about me. I'm just another graphic designer, or I'm just another yoga instructor. And I'm just teaching and getting into things that other people have done way before I was even born and walking this earth. And you just really talk yourself out of whatever it is that does make you unique. And that is one of the most important things to separate yourself from other people when it comes to personal branding. And it is also a feminine trait for us to back down from what is setting us apart from the pack.
Right.
And one of the ways that we can do that and challenge ourselves and grow in that way is this challenge that you have coming up. Would you mind
Yeah.
sharing about that?
Sure. So, one of the challenges that really, so when I do a challenge, I usually do it really quick because it's
Uh-huh.
something like lightning struck and I want people to be a
Mhm.
part of it right away. So it's really not something that I've like laboriously been, planning for months and months. And I think it's going to be like some amazing, email opt-in type of thing. So what I've been thinking about, and this is the challenge, is it's well, actually, let me get the title because I actually just made it up yesterday.
I
This is
love
what I'm
that.
saying.
The high energy of just jumping in and doing it. I love it.
Yeah, and I think that that's good. I really do.
Now, is
Oh yeah, your personal style on video matters. Challenge. So what I'm trying to tell people is that so I'm a visual expert. Whether it comes to color, design, personal branding, all these different things. And one of the things that I noticed is that the people that I'm attracted to, maybe that have nothing to do with my industry, it's maybe something completely different, but I think it could be like a hobby that I have, but I'm watching them on YouTube or I'm watching them on TV. Maybe it's even a movie where someone's on video, and because all of that is happening a lot on movies as well. But I think to myself, am I really showing up in that next level version of me visually? And have I given enough meaningful thought to the colors that I'm wearing? Is that on brand for me? And on brand, a lot of people actually don't know this term. All it means is that when you look at your brand and you look at the way it looks, you hear it, so the words that you're using, that whole vibe, everything, are you matching your personal style, the way that you're talking and showing up, the scenery behind you? Is that really reflecting the next level version of who you are visually so that you can grow your audience and all of these things? And I kept going, no. And the biggest red flag here was that I am wearing things that I've always worn to literally every job I've ever had. My style has not changed. I have not given it a lot of thought. And I'm a real creative person. So when I look in my closet, it's all over the place. And I don't sit there and say, well, that's fine, because it's cool to have all different kinds of moods, like I'm kind of like a rainbow when it comes to moods and I like to match my mood. But I want to have like essentially a uniform for my videos. That doesn't mean like the same thing every single time on video, but there's going to be something about me that is consistent with my brand that really says, oh, Allie, like she always wears hats. Like she has all these cool hats, or she has these really amazing, like Elton John type glasses that she wears, or she's always wearing white t-shirts. Maybe I do wear the same thing all the time. There's a lot to consider. And I think that it does matter. And coming out of this pandemic, where it was acceptable to just not do your hair because we literally couldn't. Maybe you're just at home a lot and you have lost the drive to primp and do all the different things to your body, the self-care on the outside, because entrepreneurs, we work so hard on the inside, the mindset, the health, we're trying so hard to get into that physical and mental state where we can take it to the next level. But we're we got the chip nail polish, we got all kinds of issues. We haven't given any thought into what we're wearing when we go on video. And I think that if we all had PR agents and we were all famous and we all had $1 million or more, and we were at that stage of really feeling like, wow, I made it, like for real. I'm like sitting here with famous people, I'm flying around, people want to know me, I wrote the book, I'm on Oprah, whatever it is that you think is that pinnacle moment for you. What are you wearing? in this vision? Is it what you're wearing today? Because I doubt it.
Mm.
And it doesn't mean you have to have like $1 million to spend on high fashion. It just means that we need to challenge ourselves, which is why I'm doing this challenge next week. And it's a free challenge because I want people to feel good about themselves in the way that they look. And it could be the makeup. I mean, I know one of the things that has always stood apart for me is makeup. So it's rare that I go on video without red lipstick.
Mm.
And a lot
Right.
of people have recognized this. The reason why I do this is because it's not really a brand thing, but it makes, no matter what, even if I wasn't wearing any makeup or I didn't do my hair, if I put red lipstick on, it's as if I have done everything. Like I'm very awake and alert and focused, and
Mhm.
I've got a vibe going on. And so it's kind of like my Band-Aid.
There's a thing too, where if you have lipstick on and it's more of a bold color, that
Mhm.
people will look at your lips and listen to you more intently.
Interesting. So these are the
Science.
types of things that we can think about.
Mhm.
And it's not a superficial thing. It's not something
Mm.
to go, well, you know, because there's this whole movement of what I call raw and real.
Mhm.
Well, real can be you know, primping yourself up and being on brand visually. It doesn't mean raw and real does not mean not wearing makeup or doing videos from your bed. It could, but I think people have misinterpreted this and gotten really like lackadaisical about the opportunity they have to just feel really good and to have fun and play with their look and just kind of go. I mean, you could have a totally different hair color. You could wear colored contacts. It could be as little as, you know, going, you know, like I don't really take care of my skin as much. Like I don't have a skincare regimen, and just doing that every week and just watching you start to glow. You know, you're
Mhm.
drinking a glass of water, you know, a huge glass of water before bed every night, and you're doing the skincare regimen, and you're taking vitamins. It's really showing. You're just glowing. And even just concentrating on things like that can give you the confidence of stepping into this kind of like alter ego of who you are. And so I love talking about alter ego because I always think of it in a positive way. And a lot of people talk about it in a negative way. However, when you think about rock stars, like the lead singer of a great, you know, famous band that's that's gone down in history, they're amazing. This person is an alter ego of themselves, and they're not doing it to fake you out. They're enhancing their traits that they naturally have, and it's worked. It has worked for
Right.
them. So
Right.
I would love
Right.
to, you know, bring that, you know, let's look at our traits and kind of see, you know, what kind of person are you? Are you playful? Are you serious? Are we looking at times in history of, you know, where you're just like, I love the 70s. It's like, well, dress like it then. Are you dressing up, down? Are you elegant? Are you, you know, childlike, and you're just wearing graphic tees all the time, and, you know, things that really resemble your playful inner child. Whatever it is, it's right. It could be that you always wear lace. It could be that, you know, there's something that I think that we could all use, and we all, none, you know, most of us, if not none of us, have PR agents at this time.
Right.
You
That
are
can say,
you are
"Here
your
are
own
our
PR.
yeah, like here's what we need you to wear, here's what we need you to do. We're not in the Vogue building right now where we can just start taking clothes off the rack that, you know, equal $50,000 for one outfit. So, you know, it's really not about money. It's just kind of finding your visual style and up leveling the way that you come across on video that way. Because I think visuals matter a lot. I mean, everything that they're doing in social media for businesses and for people is all visual focused. All visual. I mean, even like
Yes.
you run a podcasts, almost all podcasts now are turning to video.
Yeah.
So, and you guys started with video. But it wasn't that long ago that it was just audio. So we didn't know what they look like. They just had to have a great voice and be talking about something interesting that garnered an audience, and that was it. Now
Right.
it's totally different because people really want to see each other, and they want to, get that imagination going and thinking, gosh, I feel like I know this person.
And
So,
even if you're like listening to the audio, you're still like every once in a while you look at the picture,
oh yeah,
Social
you're
media is a
still
big
making
deal.
like, oh, what
I
is she
listen to podcasts
referencing?
on my TV. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
And I just watched this. It's the same picture. It's fun. I'm not everyone's like that, but I think a big part of the world population is definitely visual focus. And I always say people see before they read. So if you are out there, you're an entrepreneur, small business, and you are really working hard and doing a lot of social media stuff, it's the visuals that are going to capture the attention. And so if they're all over the place, or you physically, visually on the outside, you're not matching the brand that you're putting out there, I think that's a disconnect, and it's a missed opportunity to do something. And plus it can be fun. I mean, I know we're all, judgmental about ourselves, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can just literally have fun and play with it and experiment. That is what will get you to all the right answers, so that eventually you will have a full puzzle, that you will have put this puzzle together finally and found that key to what makes you rich and famous, whatever it is that you want. That success level, it's different for everybody, but there's so many facets to our business, right? And I just thought this is one that I like never really look at. And so I thought this would be fun. I was even thinking of going to like a Salvation Army, because it's essentially a gigantic garage sale from a million different kinds of people. And
Right.
so this way you don't have to buy anything, but you could, and it's a great donation. But also you don't have to feel like you're spending a bunch of money on some kind of fashion challenge, right? And you can just go, there's going to be stuff there you didn't think of. I mean, maybe it's it's an army jacket, or it's
What if you find
something.
that like thing that makes you just feel empowered when you put it on?
Right. It could be like an old jean jacket from the 90s, and you're like, wow, I
It's
used to
like
have one of these
patches
in
and
the
rips
90s.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been thinking so much about this, and there's lots of inspiration to garner whatever it is our new style will be. And we're going to do like a big thing in the end. I haven't given a date, but we're all going to come on Zoom, presented as our new self for a video. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to experiment with. And I think that probably a lot of it reminds me of being a teenager when, we were at the mall. Well, I don't know how big malls are anymore, but you go to the mall and there was like so many different things that you could be, you get into an outfit, all of a sudden you were somebody else. And that was exciting. And you were always experimenting with different looks. And I was, and that was fun,
I love
Let's have
Halloween
fun
for
with
the
it.
same reason.
Yes.
Like, let's dress up and
Exactly.
try on something that maybe we wouldn't try on before. And that's another reason why I like these. I get a subscription box of clothes to try on each month.
Right.
And for me, it brings me out of my comfort zone to try on new things.
Right.
And honestly, I've been really pleased with a lot of what I've gotten, but it's not something that I would pick off the hanger in the store for myself.
Right.
Because
our
'Cause you get
image
stuck.
of ourselves in our heads is
That's
so
what I mean.
different.
Like I would have
Yes.
worn this outfit literally to any job I've ever had since I was, 21 or something. So that's not it. So this isn't the answer, just so that everyone knows. And there's nothing wrong with what this is. The only thing I can say is that since I've been thinking about this, I know that one of the things I want to show off is vibrancy, because that's part of my brand. So vibrant colors, a vibrant look, something that's just really stand out, neon maybe.
Ooh.
Very 80s or something. Who knows what I'm going to come up with, because I'm going to do the challenge with everybody. And I think that that's fun. You know, there's a lot of groups out there and a lot of, you know, big influencers, and they're always kind of giving advice, telling people what to do. I'm not doing that. You know, I'm doing it with everybody. I think it'll be fun.
I
I
think
think
that'll
it'll be fun too. It sure sounds
right?
like a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And to be challenged in a way that's a little bit different, like, because maybe I will figure out a new way to wear an article of clothes I already have
Right.
Yeah.
that makes it a little bit more different. you
Right. Like a
know.
scarf.
Mhm.
So a
Ooh.
scarf, there's a million different ways to wear a scarf, and it also can be something that you stand out in.
Mhm.
I'm really thinking a lot about, and I think of, you know, scarves is almost like a prop. So
Mhm.
hats, glasses, scarves, jewelry, belts, ties. You could wear a tie.
Mm. How fun is that?
I used to have all kinds of cool ties that I would
I
wear when
have a
I was
lot
in
of
high
cool
school.
ties. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was a thing, you know.
Mhm.
In fact, like in the 80s, style was basically wearing men's clothing.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
So it was like wearing a
oversized.
suit, an oversized suit and the jacket, and it was hot. I mean, they made it look super sexy and great.
Right.
And so that could be something, you know, I think if you think back when you were younger or to a time in history that you're really attracted to, maybe it's the hippies, you can just explore that and kind of go, what is it that I'm so attracted to? Or maybe it's something really stylish and elegant, like it's silk and like earth colors, and you just look like that woman that you don't want to even touch her because she's just so perfect. Like she's a lioness. I love those women. I love that style. You know, it's
Yeah.
very beautiful, and you just think she's worth $1 bazillion. You know, wearing diamonds, dripping in diamonds, but it looks like she didn't even try. Like it's effortless. You know, everything about her, and it's almost all so natural looking. I love that look. But it's not me really, but I appreciate it.
Right.
Right.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Because every one of us are beautiful in our own way.
Right.
So we're
You
gonna,
have to really look at your personality.
yeah, have fun.
Have
You
fun.
know, you don't want to be someone that you're not. And you know, the woman I just described, I tried to be her several times, and it just wasn't right.
It didn't
Especially
fit.
because I spill stuff on me all the time.
Right.
You gotta think about who you really are.
I don't wear white. Like
I mean, a
white
bib isn't really a
tops,
good look, right?
Yeah, like
Maybe we
this
can
is one
find
of those shirts that's like a wrinkle-free shirt.
right,
That kind of thing.
exactly.
So,
Repellent,
you
the water
know.
like puddles on top of it so it doesn't absorb in.
Right.
That
And it
kind of
could be
dress.
something that you just like maybe you like the way that you look, but there's something that you need to add to it. So you need to add prop. What is the prop? Or is it the seam behind you? You know, like when I first started doing this, none of this was here. I didn't have it was just an extra room, honestly. And it
Right.
didn't look cool. There wasn't all this stuff going on. And
We recently just redid our wall
right.
and repainted the studio and really calmed down what's behind us. And now we just have this beautiful tree in our sunrise.
Yeah, so it's real natural. Everything's natural behind you. One of the things that I specialize in when it comes to personal branding, this is just an idea, is I find that a lot of women will describe themselves, if they can, as hard and soft. And I love that because that's difficult. And when you think about your personal brand, if you're hard and soft, how does that come out? How would that really look? And so if that was you two, and you know, there's like a wild side, but there's also this very like Zen side, and I already know that that's you too.
Right.
I don't see it happening except for in your tattoos and stars. So I see it on her. That's it today. just to give a critique.
You are very plain today.
I am very plain today. I'm having an issue. I'm kind of excited about going to a thrift store looking for some clothes.
Yeah, or who knows what's there. I haven't been to one
Yeah.
in years, and the one by me is huge. But I would say you could add something to yourselves that brings out the wild side. So it could be brighter color, or it could be, you know,
Because you absolutely
spiked
cannot
collar. Don't
see
do a
my
spiked
socks.
collar.
I'm not going to do the spike. I did that. Been there, done that.
Like when it was cool the first time.
Yeah.
Right, but it's something, you know, to just do. It's almost like a balancing.
Right.
It's a balancing. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and we're going to explore all of that in the challenge, and I'm
That's
excited.
exciting.
So
And of course, more time with you. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some Zooms, and we're going to be doing lives in the group. And anyone who's watching this, if you want to do some live streaming, I have a group, and you literally are only allowed to live stream now, which is so exciting. So it's very restricted in that way on purpose, because I want people to express themselves live on video, especially if it's your first time. So if that's something you want to do, you can go to Visibility U on Facebook, and that's YOU. It's one word. And we will welcome you with open arms. And it's a place of no judgment, only solutions. So if you don't like something, we're going to have an idea for you. We're going to be, you know, putting our thinking caps hat on, and kind of going, okay, well, she doesn't like live streaming because she doesn't like this, and she's just too shy. She's never going to do it. What are we going to do? And it's like, well, you can live stream without being literally on video too.
right.
So just coming up with solutions for people is really the name of the game.
I like that, because we do have a friend that really live streaming isn't going to be her jam. And I hadn't even thought about her until you just said that. There, you know,
Right,
there's a
so-
way, like, you know, we all put that. I tell her that all the time for TikToks or reels. Like, you don't have to be in them. Like,
Right.
never thought. Yeah, hello.
If you're building a craft, film your hands building the craft.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
it could be just part of your lifestyle. So you could be, maybe you're nature oriented, and you are at a lake, or you're at the beach, at the ocean, and you can simply, you know, live stream the sunset. I've seen people do that. Now, another thing, so Robert Downey Jr., he's super into rock and roll. And so he's probably maybe shy, which no one would think, because no one thinks extroverted people can be shy, but it's totally true. And he may just feel uncomfortable live streaming because it's so real. You make a mistake, you say the wrong thing, there's nothing you can do.
There's no take two.
Delete it.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's really
I don't know
good
why he does this.
actor, though, right? Like, and actors get to do retakes, right? Like, if they
Right,
don't get it
exactly.
right, I just redo it.
And
Live
he's done
streaming,
them.
yeah, I
He's done
mean,
them,
yeah.
but I always felt like when I saw it that there was an apprehension. So I'm not really sure, because I don't know all the details, but
Right.
he used to, I don't know if he's still doing it. He would live stream rock shows that he went to at bars. And I thought that was really exciting. So he was taking us into his own personal lifestyle
Experience
and
of what
saying,
is-
you know, I love this. So he's
Ooh.
just holding the phone, and you think there's a connection, and live streaming is very magic. So when I saw what he was seeing in real time, and knew, like, he's holding this phone, you know, he's holding this phone, and I'm seeing through the screen exactly what he's doing at this very second, that can be pretty powerful. And it also shows off, again, his personal brand, his personal lifestyle, and people want to be connected. They want to know more about you. And that's interesting. So no, we don't always have to be in the shot. We don't.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure that we drop the links to your challenge.
And your
I'll
pages.
have to send those to you right away, just in case someone wants to join.
Yes. And yeah, I'm really excited to be part of this challenge and everything that's coming up because there's so much growth right now.
Yes.
It's just been very abundant and fun, and the energy is just flowing, and it's really great. And it's September, so it's like Mom New Year, right?
Right. We're all excited, right?
So we're all excited again. And
we get to have our brains back for the full day. Like.
Yeah. Nobody's
Some alone time.
What's that?
Shoot, I don't even know right now. But it's just a really exciting time to be alive and to feel this connection and this different kind of vibration, and meeting people in person live and meeting people on camera live. It's a little bit of a different experience, but it has the same connection value.
Yes,
exactly. Because in person, you may not be able to meet that person from England or Scotland or Canada or wherever. And you never know when this person's going to, meet you. And it could change your life. It could be your best friend. It could be someone who introduces you to somebody else that changes your life. It could be a new client and your best customer you've ever had. Anything. They could just somehow tweak your life in a very positive way. And I think that that's amazing. That's what I've experienced.
Me too. And we have experienced that because of you, Allie.
Oh my God. Good. See?
Yes.
There's no doubt that live streaming to me is magic, in a sense, and maybe even just plain old magic, because you can write all the promotional posts you want. You can have the website, you can do the email marketing, all this stuff. But there's something about video that people just get hooked on. Gosh, I mean, I just learned Instagram. So Reels. Reels are like short video. You can do them live, you can do them pre-recorded. And I love them. I haven't fully expressed myself through Reels yet, but I've experienced a lot of cool things. And this woman just taught me today that you can make money doing Reels. Yeah. So like say your reel on Instagram gets seen like 1 million times. They'll pay you like a couple $100. You just have to have your account. Yeah. I guess the parameters are not really known. And I think it's because they're still trying to work out what the program is. All you have to do is you have to do reels, and your account must be a business account with a shop of some sort. But I think that's exciting. And it just shows, that these million or $1 billion companies, they're not going to invest in something just because it's a trend.
Right.
So there's something about the imagination behind it. I mean, people are getting really, really out there. They're spending a lot of time making these skits to make us laugh. And I think, gosh, where do you have all the time for this? But they're getting paid for it. They're getting new clients. The magic's happening. So that's what drives them.
Fun.
They're using their imagination. It's fun. It's like little movies.
It is.
You're teaching people essentially, hopefully, whether it's just more about you or more about your zone of genius. So I like that. I think that's exciting. And, I know there's a lot of people.
We've really seen a huge difference in our Instagram reach by doing a reel every single day.
Wow.
Huge.
Oh yeah, I've seen your reels and they're so much fun. Like you're in the car, you're all, and it's showing that lifestyle of your podcasting empire and how it's growing and everything. So, other podcasters will look upon you and use you as an example now and in the future, because you're sharing that behind the scenes stuff.
Because otherwise people are like, you just have some audio and you put it somewhere and I don't understand what you're doing.
What are you doing?
Like if we don't show any of the behind the scenes, I have no idea how much work it is, or the traveling, the the things that we do
traveling.
Emails, editing. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole
and
process.
it's fun, and it's
really fun.
And we really enjoy it. And
people don't feel like you're just in it for the money when you're sharing your personal lifestyle and the things that really make you unique. So we were talking about that earlier. And through live streaming, I believe that you can really find those things and be confident about them. And the funny thing is it's like, you got to find them because, you know, they've always been there.
You got to figure out what our inner spice girl is.
Right. It's so easy to ignore all that stuff.
Right.
Because you don't think it's professional, or someone told you it's too goofy, or you're not serious enough. I mean, I've gotten that a lot. I know. But when you come out on your own as an entrepreneur and you're exploring all these things and you're wondering why to yourself you're not making enough money, or you're not bigger than you are, it's because you're literally not stepping into those bigger shoes. You're not thinking bigger. Something is keeping you back. And it's usually something that is so obvious, but we just don't see it. And through play, through imagination, through experimentation, and just kind of leaving the judgment and all the BS behind, you can go from, 0 to 60 real fast. And I find that live streaming and video and doing things like this is definitely a way to expand and to get comfortable. I mean, it's not comfortable for anyone. And I brought up Robert Downey Jr. I've seen him uncomfortable doing a live, and this is someone who has way more experience than all of us with video, with all that stuff, being off the cuff, being on stage in front of thousands of people. I mean, he's Iron Man.
Right.
And so you assume, that everyone that is doing it is better. And that's what I tell people too. Like, if you're scared, don't be, because as soon as you go on video, everyone's gonna be they're not gonna be judging you.
Right.
Even if you mess up, they're gonna think, wow, she's a real badass, because look at her, she's doing a live stream, she must be confident, and people just assume all of these things. And so there's no reason to be afraid. Just go out and do it. Just rip
I like that. What
bold.
do you think of somebody when you see them live streaming?
Right.
And then think about how when you're live streaming, someone is thinking that about you.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Like, I've never
positive thoughts only.
Positive thoughts only.
And I'm never looking at someone who's live streaming and thinking they're terrified. Oh my God, listen to her. She sounds so stupid. And this is the stuff we make up in our head. I've never done that in my life. And it's not because I'm like the nicest person
I
in
would
the world.
never say that to somebody else. Why do we say these things to ourselves? Yes, let's change that.
It's just fear.
Yeah,
It's fear.
It's rude.
Yeah. And, if you don't do it, I really believe if you don't go live, and, people can argue with me, if you don't go on video and you don't incorporate this into your marketing strategy, or even your sales strategy, you will not complete your vision, because it's just the way things are now. So
it is. I remember my sales coach saying, record a video of you, put it on YouTube and send it to them. I was like, what? Like, you want me to do what? Okay. And then you're wandering around your house like, what can I have you in front of to take this video? And yeah.
I've even seen interviews. So people looking for jobs, maybe you don't have a business, but it's part of the application process to send a video of yourself talking about whatever those parameters are. So video is extremely important to get a hang on it, to grab onto it and kind of go, I got to do this until I really figure things out, and just be okay where, in the beginning, it's going to be raw and real and kind of stupid sometimes.
You're gonna say a lot.
I've been upside down. I've said like and a million times, all of those things, and it just the only thing that will help is practice. So that's why I made the community
Yes.
Visibility U for live streaming available for people, and really distilled it down to, going, the only post that anyone can do is a live stream, because I believe practicing and refining is just the process of getting to where you want to be. Because if you don't like video and all of a sudden you think that you don't need it and you're just going to get to that success level, I mean, someone's going to want to interview you when you're famous, right? So how's that going to go if you've never experienced video? It's going to be hell. I mean, you're going to be sweating bullets. They're going to be padding powder on you. You're like, you can't get this person to stop glistening because you're so afraid.
You're going to be caked with makeup. It's going to be super uncomfortable. And then you won't get to enjoy the experience either, because you'll be in that uncomfortable
It'll just
spot.
be terrible. And you'll think, I want to just tell my PR agent to never do this again. And they're going to laugh at you and go, well, you will just decline then. Like your brand, your success. It's rare, I would just say, to see someone who's highly, highly successful as a business owner or a personal brand, or some kind of, someone who is doing something that people love, that they need it, they love it. This person most likely is going to be on video.
I'm trying to think of like a scenario where they wouldn't end up, and I'm not finding
not in today's day.
Not
for visionaries, not for someone who wants to design their own life and do life different. I mean, you could have some kind of corporate job and be highly successful. Maybe you're
That's
like,
an option.
The guy from Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and he's really not on video a lot. But they catch them, and they sometimes, but this is very rare. I don't think there's a lot of people that are going to do what he's done, be in his position. So when you're an entrepreneur and a small business owner, you have so much opportunity. But a lot of people kill it because they have all of these ifs and fear scenarios around video really showing up. That's really what that means. Showing up, standing in your power. It takes a lot of courage, but anyone can do it. No one is judging us the way that we think they are.
No, we're the worst judges of ourselves ever.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Absolutely.
Well,
thank you, Allie, so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. We always learn so much, and we come out of this with so many tools and things to take into account, things to think about, just like, just really, really good stuff. And I'm looking forward to this challenge you're offering. Thank you for offering it.
Yes.
And creating a space for us to practice going live that is full of amazing, wonderful, non-judgmental women who are just doing the same things.
Right.
Right.
It's really magical.
It's okay. It's a safe spot to be vulnerable.
It is a safe spot to be vulnerable.
And we might even have to share our very first podcast into your group, if that's okay with you, Allie.
Absolutely.
Because we were so not the way we are now.
Like the growth. I remember you had a piece of paper and you read it. And you know what I think about that? I think good.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to do it and you knew you couldn't do it without that. And you didn't stress yourself out by going, I got to memorize all this, or I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You just thought, well, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be my fullest vision that I have, like this amazing vision in my head, but it's the beginning.
Exactly.
It's the beginning.
And we got to start.
Yeah.
To have a beginning, you got to start.
Right. And here we are going into a year later, and we have grown so much. And a lot of that is because of your help there, Allie. So thank you again so much for everything. And of course, we'll always love to have you back, and just enjoy being together and hanging out together. It's our favorite.
It is. And we can definitely just keep talking and talking and talking.
Oh, I know.
Forever. Yep.
But before we close out, we want to always remind entrepreneurs that we are leading the way in giving in our communities. And we always encourage you to connect to your heart or where you want to commit to those finances too, because it really helps in the heart of our communities.
And it's not always finances. Sometimes it's some other form of resource. It could be your time. And our cause of the quarter this quarter is the Tears Foundation. The Tears Foundation helps families in a time of need with bereavement counseling and services to help them through a really, really hard time in the case of child or infant loss. They've branched out and they are now international, and they're also helping educate families in proper care and welfare of an infant so that they can help prevent more child fatalities due to things like SIDS. So this October is their 20th anniversary gala, Roaring 20s edition, and we will be collecting items for the silent and the live auction. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to us. And I will be reaching out to our friends and neighbors here over the next couple of weeks, like in person. I'm going to come knocking on your door. So be
She's
prepared
coming
for
to your
that.
door, Allie. Did you hear that?
Yay. Get my
And
checkbook
Right.
out.
Wouldn't that be great?
but it's going to be a ton of fun. You're more than welcome to join us. You can find out more at thetearsfoundation.org.
Links below. And always you can find more information about what we're doing, who we're connecting to, and our latest episodes at www.womeninleadershipbsmb.com.
Thank you all for joining us today. We love you. Namaste.
Namaste. Mwah.